Thank you, Mary. So we have a few minutes for question and answers. If folks have any questions for our esteemed panelists and experts. They were that good. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'd like to see more or less the employment training report. I'd like to add some amplification on the slave labor. Why was what slave labor? What made it feel that way?
Because you're working for your you're working for your benefits. So, excuse me. It's not a living wage. So what else would you call it? You're doing the same exact work that the other employees are doing, and sometimes more work than they're doing. And they look at you like, well, I can push her around. I can tell her to say, do this and do that, while they sit on their fat butts doing nothing. And they go home with the pay. And as a single person, I get $68.50 every 2 weeks.
If I could add to that, in Ohio, you have to do 35 work hours just for food stamps. There's no check in that. And there is no time consideration for education.
No sick days.
And no transportation.
And can I add to that that if you're a mother in WEP and you're on the day your child turns 18, they get a letter from the government demanding that they sign up for the chain gang too. So just imagine what that means to a generation of children when they're 18 to be told you can go out and pick up garbage in the parks and sweep streets instead of go to college because you're hungry and you need help. The lady in the back. Thank you. You right here? Yeah.
Well, actually, I just followed up on what you said. When the child turns 18, are you required to sign off that the mother to keep her benefits, or is that separate to get your own benefits?
The child is required to sign up for their benefits. And in California, when a child turns 18, if their mother has been using food stamps to feed them, they have to go be fingerprinted, like they're being booked for a crime. Even when the child was on food stamps for years as a minor, on the day they turn 18, they get fingerprinted. And in California, I think only 50% of eligible families get food stamps, and I know one of the families that we were helping, the son refused. He refused to be humiliated and demeaned to get food stamps, even if it meant he went hungry. Anyone else? Lady in the back.
We're glad to see that the issue of raising children and caring workers work being raised here. And we think that especially at a time when employment is so difficult, that work should be a lot valued and that we should not be required to do other work. We have, in Philadelphia, where I'm based, and also in Los Angeles, our sister group, we have been particularly concerned in working together with mothers who have been losing custody of their children at an alarming rate because of the way it's been, because of not having proper housing, not having income, and so on. More and more mothers are losing their kids to go into child protective services, and I'm glad that was also mentioned here because I think it's a critical issue that we need to be addressing. The money actually that was used for welfare was actually moved into child welfare when TANF came into help. So I wanted to say I really appreciate the issues that were raised here, and I hope that we will really transform welfare is something that we're entitled to as mothers. Our roots as an organization is with the welfare rights movement of the 60s and we also want to point to the fact that in many countries, the U.S. is one of the few industrialized countries where there isn't a child, that we don't have a payment to mothers for the work of doing raising children and caring for them. So I hope we can start to move in that direction and out of this punitive mode that we've been in.
Thank you. Thank you. And too, on the table outside, we have the policy recommendations for our network and Women for Economic Justice. We are low-income, women-led membership organizations in 8 states, including 9 to 5, Power in Seattle, the Ohio Empowerment Coalition, Wheel in Montana, the Georgia Citizens Hunger Coalition in Atlanta, Community Voices Heard in New York, and Lifetime in California. And we actually have some information in the policy recommendations about the full family sanction and how in the state of Texas, I think it's 40% of the TANF dollars are now spent on foster care and CPS. And LaToisha, we were doing some research the other night. What was the statistic in Georgia now, the TANF money being spent on foster care, adoptions, and CPS? 56%. 56%. In Georgia, the caseload on TANF is 20,000 families. That's a caseload for Alameda County alone. So, you know, we agree, and thank you for your comment. Anyone else? I have someone in the front, Debbie Weinstein, and I want to say the Coalition on Human Needs is one of the sponsors for this event, so I want to thank you, and then you'll be next.